morning, beloveds. Namaste. What a wonderful Sunday. A little cool. I don't mind. It's all right. We'll warm up. This month, my topic has been, do you mind? And by that, of course, I mean, do you use the principles of science of mind? And today, my talk is entitled, Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And the answer should be, yes, I am. I am out of my mind. Because what we're trying to do is to move ourselves out of our human mind, out of the monkey mind, which drags us around from thought to thought to thought to thought to thought to thought, so that you end up doing your 17 timetables without knowing how you got there. And how we move through all of the processes of thinking from our human self, and we really want to get out of that mind. That is the mind we want to get out of. And we want to get back into remembering what Teilhard de Chardin said, which is, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that flips the whole thing. You are God manifested. That is who thou art now. Know ye not that ye are gods? If we really knew that we were a manifestation of God, complete and holy God, that's all we are. We're not all of God. That's too big for us to encompass, even with our spiritual mind. But everything that we are is God. We are made in that image and likeness of the Creator, and we are creating our thoughts moment by moment by moment by moment. And our life is everything that's in your life right now is what you've been thinking in the past. So that if we want to turn our lives in a new direction, if you're going in the right direction, if your life feels great, keep on doing it. Keep expanding it. If it's not where you want it to be, change your thinking and change your life. That is the tagline of Science of Mind. Change your thinking, change your life. That's all we have to do. Because there is a power for good in the universe, and Ernest Holmes says, and you can use it, but I'm telling you right now what he really meant was, you are using it. You are using the power of the universe to create your life right now, and if it's not going the way you want, it's because of the way we're thinking. Our thoughts are creating our life. So before I go into any more of that, I want to show you something really marvelous, as soon as I untangle myself. Okay, this wasn't as good an idea as I thought. I'll get back to that. I had an inspiration, there we go. I had an inspiration, you know, on Saturdays after our practitioner class, we offer an opportunity for those of you, those of us, who might want to change our life and move it in a new direction. Come in and have a practitioner session with all of the practitioners and the practitioner students as we move into a prayerful thought for how your life should work. One of the things that I have noticed as a minister and as a practitioner is that there's a whole lot of forgiveness work that's needed in the world. We need to do a lot of forgiveness. Most of the time it starts with forgiving ourselves, oftentimes for being someone's victim. So we're mad at somebody. If you start by forgiving yourself for being the victim, then you can go into forgiveness. So as we were doing these things, it came to me, you know, Peter asked Jesus, well, how many times do we have to forgive our sisters and brethren, Lord? 7 times? And Jesus said, no, 70 times 7. Sorry. 70 times 7? I'm not going to forgive them that much. That's too much. So what came to me is that if we had prayer beads with 70 beads on them, and you do this once a day for a week, you have forgiven 70 times 7. Isn't that brilliant? I was so pleased with the inspiration, so I told my friend Jana Zunick, who does beadwork, and I said, Jana, this thing was inspired to me. Let me give you the idea. And she has sent these off for our bookstore. So there's these beautiful things which you can certainly wear as jewelry, and you can whip them off and start forgiveness work right away. When the person in the grocery store in front of you is chattering with the clerk. So I was taking a Mary Manning Morrissey class called Prosperity Plus, and she's talking about forgiveness. And she's working with someone whose best friend and his wife had run off with each other. Man, that is a lot of betrayal. Yeah, double shot, and I'm sure he's going to miss his best friend. So she said to him, you got to do the forgiveness work. And he goes, I'll never be able to forgive him. And she said, you have to do it anyway. So start it with, if you don't get run over by a truck, I forgive you. So that's my suggestion to all of you. So you start off and you say, if you don't die of your own bad karma, I forgive you. If you don't die of your own bad karma, I forgive you. And you do this 70 times for a week, and you've done the forgiveness work. Well, about the time you get to the 5th beat and you go, if you don't die of your own bad karma, you start cracking yourself up. And as soon as the laughter hits, the forgiveness work has begun. So we have some of these in the bookstore. They're $32 for a set of them. They're very beautiful pieces. Please feel free to see if you don't need one more gift for yourself for Christmas. I highly recommend it. So that will help you get out of your mind. And I was looking at all of these wonderful things that Ernest Holmes has taught us, because this philosophy really means something to me. It really has changed my life. And I was talking to one of our congregants earlier this week who said, you know, what I get about those of us who are gathered here is that we're not just getting together to listen to the same things over and over, although I tell you the same thing every week, different words, same thing. We're actually a group of seekers. We're really seeking something bigger than ourselves in such a way that we don't have to take a religion-shaped box and put on the garments. We're seeking the thing that lifts us to a new way of being in our life that brings about a change in the way we think and therefore an expansiveness in our lives. Which I thought was a brilliant way of expressing who we are. You here are thinking individuals. This is not a take-it-on-faith place. And so I'm looking at, there's a tricky new book out by Tarcher. It's called The Art of Life. Oh, I said, I don't have that. Good old Ernest Holmes, there's an Ernest Holmes book I don't have. Turns out to be this thing called Life, just with a new title. So it's tricky, watch it. But we have this one in the bookstore. And this just had the best thing in it. It's a treatment from Ernest Holmes. Kind of how to get out of your mind. The following is a simple practice which may greatly benefit you. And here's the treatment. The one supreme power, life, intelligence, and spirit is within, around, and through me. My word is the activity of this infinite mind. It is the law of good in my experience. It is perfect in its action and permanent in its manifestation. Infinite intelligence governs, sustains, and animates me. Good alone goes from me, and good alone returns to me. The law of spirit establishes harmony and right adjustment of all personal, family, and business affairs or conditions in my life. I am supplied with everything good. I am happy, radiant, and complete. The source of all life manifests as peace, harmony, and wholeness in my experience. Everything that I do, say, or think is governed by pure intelligence and inspired by divine wisdom. I am guided into right action. I am surrounded with friendship, love, and beauty. Enthusiastic joy, vitality, and inspiration are in everything I do. I represent that life which cannot wait. No, let me try that one again. I represent that life which cannot want, which is the forever manifesting freedom, self-expression, and wholeness. I represent the divine principle of activity which never tires, which is birthless, changeless, and deathless. I am receptive to the inexhaustible energy of the universe, to divine guidance, and to the influx of perfect life, perfect ideas, and perfect joy. I know as a result of this spiritual realization, happiness, health, and prosperity immediately will spring into action and manifest in everything I do, say, or think. I am conscious of divine guidance, of complete happiness, abundant health, and increasing prosperity. I am aware of my partnership with the infinite. I know that everything I do shall prosper. I accept this word. I know that it is the presence, the power, and the activity of God in me. I know I am conscious of divine guidance, of inward peace and poise. I immediately become conscious of a more abundant life. I expect greater good, more happiness, and a complete success in every constructive thing which I undertake. Again, I affirm that this word, being the presence of Spirit in me, is the law of God operating through me and establishing in me that which is good, beautiful, and true. It is done. I accept. I believe. I know. Isn't that a beautiful treatment?